What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and this particular video, y'all's loving hip hop season 4 episode, whatever came on. What is this? June 29th or whatever. Please excuse me, y'all. I just came. I had bronchitis. My bronchitis flared again for the second time this year and cough. I just went to the hospital Saturday. You know, a lot going on here, and you know, sorry, whatever. But shout out to my YouTube fam. If you're not a part of my YouTube fam yet, don't forget to, you know, like I said, you know, subscribe to this video, like and share this video, y'all. Let's get into this stuff. And hold on just 1 second, because I don't need no copyright in my video, because I don't know if y'all can hear this. Okay, y'all, let me come back to this video real quick. I didn't have time, like, trying to over talk, and I can't have things. But anyway, yeah, like and share this video, y'all, and we'll get into it. I don't know if I'm a little bit tilted. I don't even know if I'm a little bit tilted, y'all. But let's get started with this fucker we all love to enjoy, okay? Now, I want to honestly get to this Jessica John piece without including Jocelyn for 1 second. Because we see Don, the puppeteer, I am your pimp. Maybe I need to give her this hat because she should be wearing one at all times. Because that game that she's trying to give y'all is pure Monopoly for y'all bitches. And what I mean by this, on what I'm seeing is, now, Jessica Don Peace meets with Don because she keeps talking about she was in trial period. And maybe I forgot, and maybe my bronchitis or other breathing problems really fuck with me. But I could have sworn episodes ago that Mimi, even though maybe she shouldn't have done the Tiffany Fox thing and Jessica Don Peace in the same room, I do recall her having a meeting with Jazzy Faye. Okay, and setting that up. But somehow Jessica Don Peace is saying that Mimi, and I could be getting it wrong, like I said, y'all, that she said Mimi has not made her rendition or has, you know, made her fulfillment or got anything going. And it's kind of like, sweetie, at that time being, less than some bonus scenes that I didn't care to fuck to even give and watch. I didn't see what I was confused about. What was she not trying to do in terms that she has met up with one of, I know of Jazzy favorites of years, and a lot of us know that too, just even with just multiple, you know, people that he has produced for and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like wondering what she meant, because he still didn't accept her. She didn't have all these producers lined up. She hasn't worked with Stevie J. So she's all talking to Don, and Don meets up with her, and Don is trying to sit here and flip it around and make it seem like Mimi messed up with her money and she don't know what she's doing. Let me tell you this real quick, y'all. Maybe it's too early to use my inhaler, y'all. But anyway, last time I checked, Don bluntly admitted in the confessional, with I'm still questioning what that damn tat she got on above her titty. She admitted that she purposely invited Nico to the same place she knew that Mimi was, right? So you are, and just like with her, I'm doing the cover, I'm trying to maybe pose for old magazine cover, but I don't know if I want to do that. So I'm going to take a couple extra poses and try to pose as I'm posing for Ebony or Elvis magazine cover. And I remember specifically that she, like I said, she also invited Nico there too on purpose. Am I the only one thinking this shit? Because she's now saying this, I don't know what she's talking, you know, she messed up my part. Well, first of all, on, you know, Prima Donna's waist, you know, waist thing and stuff like that, you know, now you get the designer set ones, you know, with your outfits. But she's acting like as if Mimi just acted that herself, or she didn't make that situation happen, and now she's trying to pretend like, I don't know nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see shit. And I'm just like, girl, you know, because the way she's talking about Mimi, like, you know, Mimi don't know what she's doing, blah, 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 and I don't know what she's doing, blah, blah. I feel like telling Don, why don't you go sit in the corner somewhere and play with some popsicle sticks and make a fucking house out of the shit? Because I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like I said, maybe I'm not repeating y'all, but I'm still kind of trying to get stuff together here. But I'm like, maybe it's the medicine, but I'm like, you're full of shit. But I do also recall in the first episode when we see Jessica Don Peace making cash angels and shit on the last day of King and Diamonds and shit in Miami. I could have sworn when her and Carly Rae went back there and she had, Jessica Diamonds had that money on the floor and my ass, they would have told me to get the fuck off the damn scene because I would have sat there and been at least putting all this in my fucking bra in both fucking damn parts and shit like that. Like, oh, y'all don't want this shit? Y'all think I'm playing? Oh, hell no. Okay, I'll help you clean this up and put it in my purse. So, anyways, she promised like as if Jessica Dime Piece was going to get $35, $25. That sounds like prices as if, I'm going to have you escort that pussy Monday through Friday. And then I may give you a break on the Sabbath day. That's pretty much what the hell she was up here talking, okay? Now it has been reduced where she'll get her studio time paid and all this stuff. Now she'll be making $50,000 to $75,000 for club appearances. But club appearances isn't for her music, or how some people get paid. I think they get paid even more way money than that doing club appearances, in these clubs. Am I correct? I don't know about all that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's a big ass reduction. What the fuck promises you would promise her at first, wasn't it? Because like I said, she's so quick to say, maybe it's nice if people be fucking with her money. So like, or is it the other way around? Okay, first you may deliver, and then all of a sudden you start, Donna's trying to, if she is the second character, is she on the third level, the fourth level of characters, whatever. So yeah. Then we see Jessica Dime Piece also meeting up with Carly Rae. And Carly Rae and her talk about, Carly Rae meets up with her, and it's also like another spot wherever they're talking. And she basically feels like, again, the thing with this Mimi thing, and she feels like she ain't get her shit together, woo woo, blah blah. And then all of a sudden, she decides to tell Carly this about, that this whole thing, because they're talking about how Jocelyn claims, I don't know this bitch or whatever. I just don't know that bitch anymore. And I'm just going to erase it. I don't even know her. That's pretty much what we realize here. And, here we got Jessica Dime Piece up here telling us some shit on the terms of, what? That used to be my trick. She paid to get all of this cotton candy, if you know what I mean. And I ain't talking about the top of my damn head, okay? And she basically was like, I guess one time Steve knows about it. He can't touch, but I guess he knows that one time they fucked her, seen it from a distance. He watched in the corner, his stuff, whatever, with Johnson's baby lotion or whatever the hell. I'm just saying this, that's what guys speculating. He even set aside of her like he wants to give her a baby and all this other stuff, whatever. But Jocelyn used to be paying her money for her cotton candy cooch, okay? So that's what the hell has been told. Carly's like, oh, what? She's telling me all this. I gotta tell Jocelyn. We all know Carly Rae is, right? And we were talking about the story because Carly Rae, was really on just talking between Jessica Dime Piece. Yeah, I said cheese. And excuse me, y'all. And Jocelyn. She goes to meet with Jocelyn. Also, I think, I don't know if it was one or two. I think one or two times. One of the times was kind of irrelevant, but they're still talking in terms about, like, she tells her what Jessica Dime Piece is saying. And Jessica Dime Piece, about Jessica Dime Piece's statement. Jocelyn is basically like this. Okay, yeah, I used to fuck with whoever determined this, but the only reason why I gave that bitch money because she was broke. We all know she, sells her coochie and stuff like that, give coochie credit cards, debit cards, and then if you fuck a certain day, a certain amount of points, you get VIP points, whatever, you can use it, and you get a free gift card or whatever else she was talking about. So she bakes like this. She can meet up the student because I'm sick and tired of this bitch or whatever. We know how Jocelyn is and all this stuff, right? And we all know how she lets be known like she ain't nothing. She's the baddest, blah, 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 in the confessionals. So we see this part. Let's just get in there because it's almost over, whatever. Now we see that Jocelyn is in the studio and she's rapping and Stevie's in the studio with her as well. Jessica, has got the word where she's at, and Stevie's like, he so-called remembers, but she must be not that memorable because he don't recall who it is, but he knows who it is because first he says that kind of becoming that professional. I'm going to let these two little birds talk and I'm going to exit and then leave. So it's like he knows, but I guess since he wasn't exactly part of the action to a certain extent, maybe that's why I wasn't remember. I don't know. But all I know is it's like of course, I knew it was going to be one of them goddamn cliffhangers where we were going to be sitting up here and basically Jocelyn, her, okay, you talking to herself, what's up? Jocelyn says, and Jocelyn's, oh, I heard you've been looking for me. Then we see the credits for the next episode for that part. So, oh, excuse me, y'all. I know some of y'all feel like spraying some Lysol at your goddamn your phone or tablet or wherever you're looking at me at, okay? So, let's get into the next thing. Now, I'm really just going to see KD for last because that is so freaking predictable. because the Rashida thing and Kurt were kind of like part of it, and Kadena thing kind of intertwines. Okay, now KD is supposed to show Rashida some places for her store. I don't know if she helped to find a place where Rashida does have her store, the press store that she has. And so, anyways, y'all, I have to say, hold on just one second, y'all, again. So, we got this cliche damn storyline that's going on. You can tell, like, we just need the cartoon music, some Hanna-Barbera, whatever, I forgot, you know, whoever made them Flintstones and this and all that shit. We just need one of their theme songs to back up of this fuckery. We got young Jock, who has no place to stay, not even at the Motel 6, sitting there conveniently on Kirk and Frank, Kirk Frank, oh Lord Jesus, forgive me. Kirk Frost and Rashida Frost's couch, okay? Is that name, okay, Frost, Sprout, whatever, sorry y'all. A place of residence, and he has, you know, has 9 good terms with Cena, and he wants to be back with his girl KD. And you know, like I said, Rashida's supposed to get some property looked at with the KD thing, and you know, conveniently he's like this. Well, you know, I've been here. The best they can do, just let me sit on the couch. Dude, you ain't got no more friends to go to and stuff like that. That's how I kind of thinks like some of this stuff is a little bit bent for TV, because then on cue, Rashida and Kurt go into the kitchen, talk about the situation, like, you know, because he's asking Rashida and them for help in terms of trying to get back with his girl, and he realized he'd been messing up, and I did wrong, and I want to do better. And then they go in the kitchen, right on cue, when they talking about, yeah, we got to come up with a plan, because he got to get our house, whether with the girl or not. Yeah, let's make this more believable. And so, and my hair is blonde, y'all. That's how believable this goddamn story. And my last name is Jenkins. That's pretty much how believable this storyline is starting to look and shit. And so all of a sudden he comes in on cue and goes right into the refrigerator and is trying to drink all the orange juice. And, you know, because it's morning time, so he didn't want to be drinking all the orange Kool-Aid or simply lemonade product. And then they basically like, you know, well, can I have the orange juice then? Can I have the waffle? Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, we have seen this too many damn times for this to be believable. Okay? And so anyways, Rashida goes to see KD with the property thing. And she's saying like it looks like he is trying to change and get himself together. Because she promised she's going to do that. But she's like, you know, but that's their business. If he ain't ready to change, she was going to try to attempt to bring it up, whatever. Because he's going to get out the house anyway, whatever, from them. And then Rashida was saying confessionals like, a person basically can let you do what you allow them to do. And I'm thinking like, well, you sure should know that. But, so she sat here and was basically like, you know what, you know, hopefully he get his stuff together, right, whatever, and try to do better. And she trying to tell Katie to like at least talk to him, all this other stuff, woo woo woo, and all this other shit, right? So all of a sudden, she does meet young Jock at a restaurant, and he has flowers. She's all pretending like, you know what, you know, like she does love him, but he basically, there's a chance, but it's not a chance. There's still some stuff he needs to work on, right? So anyways, he's basically like, you know, I want to resurrect this relationship. He brings in the furry handcuffs because he already told us beforehand he likes and all this stuff, getting smacked and stuff like that, whatever. You know, I don't know, maybe even likes the sound talk. I don't know what the hell's going on in that house, okay? But he's like this, like, you can just tie me anywhere and I won't go anywhere. And she even asked us the question again, okay, where'd you go when you left my house tonight when I threw all my stuff and said I did everything for you when it was the baby, you know, the baby mom, you know, Tyler Perry child's mother's club going on. Okay, so he said there. By the way, y'all, it's interesting when I thought about it. When Jock said he had 4 baby mothers or whatever he wants to call it and 8 kids, I had to be real with myself. I mean, you know, I don't like to be judgmental, talk about situations, because if y'all don't know that, I'm my dad's 8th child, and he has 4 children's mothers as well. 2 wives, who's my mom, which is 2 of his wives, and his wife's married to my mom now. And he has, you know, 2 when we had kids, he was in a relationship with not, you know, but not, he wasn't married to them. So it's like, yeah, my dad was on fours too, okay? He was making sure he, you know, I'm just saying this. So I'm like, yeah, but, you know, I'm just letting y'all know that. So anyways, all of a sudden, he was kind of hesitant about letting her know. And she said when you went to sing, he was like, she just slipped. And again, he couldn't really answer the question, which means yes, that he probably did. And she just like this. She had a cup of water and felt he was very thirsty, started throwing ice cubes and everything at him while he was, I think his hands was just handcuffed at the time. And then she basically like this, she's a little thirsty. She's like, you know what? The possibility of us getting together spot right now is pretty much a negative 0.9. And, you know, you got to think it further. So then she handcuffs him, one of the handcuffs, and, you know, ties him, you know, staying, you know, under the table type of thing. And then does she do that? She kind of leaves and just said, bye, Negro. You know, I will kiss you, but I don't know where your lips has been. Yeah, girl, you better be right, because we don't know if it's on that toe, was on a pinky toe with a corn on it, or an asshole. I'm just saying, shit. But anyway, so that's how it ends on that one with that one. Now, the last story is not really... No, actually, I forgot. Sorry, y'all. The Mimi and Arlene, Miss A, I like to call her. Andrew, I don't know why I keep messing. Arlene, Andreen, I don't know why I keep messing that young lady's name up. We're going to call her Miss A. And so, Mimi goes to apologize, basically, to her and wants to give information you want to know. And she knows, like, you know, they made up. And Miss A has moved, Arlene has moved into a new condo. Very nice. And they make up. We got, you know, this lovely music from Go Up. I hope I'm not saying that lady's name right. Oh, she's so ill. Miss Closer to My Dreams. Music's playing in the background. Everything works out of some song that I want to look up. And they're talking and they hash it out. And she's telling her, like, you know, she didn't want to tell him later because she knew she was going to be judgmental. And Miss A's letting her know, like, well, okay, this is my job to be a friend, and I knew that something was wrong with Nico. I tried to tell you from the get-go it was something not right about this dude. And Mimi is like, you know, actually she admitted, I think, officials, and to her, you know what? You're right. It wasn't nothing right about this dude. But, you know, they really mashed out and realized, like, they can move on from it and, you know, like, be my friend, I'll be your friend. You know, go to girl, so thank you for being a friend, and move on, right? But then Miss A decided to sit here, and we know how she's kumbaya and try to have this peacemaking thing. She believes in the war, or believes that war is not the answer, but love and hugs are, okay? Nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with keeping a positive vibe? Well, she invited Margot and Mimi, and they didn't know they were there. She didn't tell them until after they got in the house and realized she's got the Sam's Club fruit trays and shit and whatever and other pottery items, and then tell them, like, let's just sit down and talk and discuss, because they have, she was looking like this angle, like, really, in the end, they basically was some jerk, and Miss A is like this, they can just move on because really they shouldn't really have a problem with each other. And basically, you know, I don't even know how, it just seemed like real quickly, it's like as soon as they sat down, it's like, okay, y'all have something to talk about, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Mimi's like, I don't have a problem with you and stuff like that. And Miss Margot was basically kind of like, you know, in a way, like, as to be known that I don't respect, you know, you lied this and this and you done this. I don't respect you, blah, blah. Miss A was first, like, letting them go on, like, talk to try to solve it all. But then when she realized Margot was like, I don't like this. This is disrespectful. This and that. And she kind of felt like Miss A, maybe were kind of like, maybe they're together, something like that, trying to sabotage shit. Maybe I'm okay. But sabotage her, or like set it up where they were, I guess, trying to put her in the corner or something of that nature. And like, you know, this was planned. Mimi didn't actually know about it. You know, this was a surprise, you know, like I said, party tray meeting. And so Margot ends up leaving, you know, whatever, because she feels like, she know, because Mimi by that time was like, fuck you get the fuck out of here, you bitch, and all this other stuff. I think that's kind of maybe not in the words that she was using. Because she's basically like, let it be known, like, because Margot was like people thought I was a secret wife, blah, 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 this and all this other stuff. And, you know, Mimi, you know, was basically saying, like, he, you know, I think this was, she doesn't believe Margot wasn't, like, still on and off with, Miko. But to real reality, yeah, she lied about the tape and everything, but let's be for real. You know, here we bring about the tape and everything else, but the real reality, he had fucked over both of them. And maybe in ways they didn't like that they enjoyed besides what we supposedly seen on the tape and whatever else in Marvel. Because here's the thing here. For one thing, even Mimi has lied, and we already knew that she was one of the main masterminds behind the tape and leaked and everything, you know, I mean, the so-called leak and every damn thing else. But Margot seemed like she was more so mad about him about Mimi having something to do with tape as opposed to tape being made and your man's dicking down another female on film. And we didn't know that they were married until, after the tape was done? Wasn't that it? Or some shit. It wasn't like she was brought up before, so even whether they were separated or not, you know, Miko has kind of let me know when we first see Margot on the scene that is if like I said, and I don't know if I put this review up, but like if she didn't write enough goddamn songs, he was gonna put her and sell her to Vivid or something like that, right? Or Bang Brooks or some of that shit. So let's be for real. Remi's full of shit, but so is Miko too. Okay, and you know, maybe Margot is just like embarrassed or whatever the case is, but it's kind of like, girl, now you admitted yourself that you and Miko's relationship is toxic and it's not worth saving and anything before, and it's questioning that if they've been separated and shit and and been separated even after this was made and they had no intentions of their marriage, but just to kind of put her brand out there or whatever. We don't know for sure. Okay, we just enjoying it and watching it as we enjoy it, and that's it. So it's just like one of those things. We realize her and Mimi, unless maybe by the reunion get along and realize they can move on from this point in peace and realize that it's basically gotten a point that maybe some people might perceive you as that y'all basically are mad at each other over some man. Not because of the person's character and stuff like that. Y'all willing to fight each other and put hands to each other's face and shit over some damn dick, okay? And let me just tell this about y'all, whatever. One thing we should all learn from this is that you stack, save, and show. Okay, because since... what I mean by that is, in this case is, we all see that Miko's and Mimi, sorry y'all on the rant, was supposed to be a business partnership, whatever, right? And you stack, save, and show. I mean, you stack your money, you save it, but you're able to show, like, you did the right thing with this goddamn money. Now, Mimi, since this was supposed to be a proper relationship to help your daughter, you move the fuck on and do the best you can do, and you realize, like, there's a lot of consequences in terms of, like, what she did making this porn video and stuff like that. You stack, save, show that you make sure you keep your money for your daughter, make sure yourself, and move on whatever business. And just in case this management company in motherfucking management doesn't work, keep it moving, okay? We should all fucking do that if we can. Stack and save and show. Get what I'm saying? I don't know if I am or not, but you know what I'm saying. Might make that into a logo. Stack, save, and show, okay? Shit. SSS. But also this too, y'all. I wanted to bring a point, and I would have brought a couple videos about us feeling better. Now, and Katie and the rest of these women that's over Young Jock, whatever, real talk. The best penis in the world, or cooch, whatever you forward to me, whatever, is what I like to say, good dick with cash back. What I mean by that is that me personally, and maybe other people do the best, good dick, whatever the case is. Yeah, I know I'm ready to go to work all over the damn place, but shit, this y'all getting back. It's been a minute since my ass been back, so this is what the fuck y'all getting. But anyway, the best dick, cooch, whatever world is with cash back. Ching-ching. And what I mean is that you are getting something back out. And I'm not talking about just a good damn good nut, but there is no drama attached to it, especially no diseases, no other shit like that nature, whatever. And so, regardless what Young Jock, for example, based on what we see is doing in the damn bedroom, whatever, you're not getting no cash back. You getting withdrawals, okay? And I'm just saying, good big cash back means that you get something in return that is beneficial to you, y'all. It is worth your time and effort. Unless you just want a good fuck, but she doesn't want just a good fuck. She wants a relationship out of appreciation, respect, loyalty, and shit like that out of Young Jock. So you're not getting good dick with cash back. You're just getting appropriately, I guess, the good dick and whatever else, okay? I'm just saying, good dick with cash back, get cash back, good hair with cash back, it's good, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like all over the place. So last story, because this is going to be quick. Camelia, am I saying that lady's name right? I'm horrible with names, y'all. Y'all should know that, okay? And Tony, they've been having problems. She invested his money in his club. He said he wanted management no more. He took Rashida's advice, went to go see her and shit. Miss D, and Miss D, you know, got, you know, Miss Deborah has a lot of credentials down her belt, but also she's running in a community. If she can get her where she's supposed to be at, she's also an actual songwriter for big names and stuff too. And you know, Camilla was even to her like, you know, I just need help. I don't know who the heck to talk to about this, but you know, she's been delayed 2 years. She's investing time with her husband. Is not trying to get a point where she used to be with Dirty Money. 2007, 2010, the group broke up, and you know, she's just trying to get her shit together as far as that. And Tony, he worried about these nightclubs and shit, and we already know the problems beyond business is the fidelity issues. And based on last season when she first came, pictures seemed like it was on both sides. Am I correct? So we have to look at that as on an angle too. All right. So in this case, meaning that, you know, she wants to talk to Deb, and Deb said, I'll work with you, but you got to get them. So you notice that she had the contracts for Camilla to sign, but I don't remember. Did y'all remember whether or not she had them to sign with Rashida? You know, she kind of gave her advice and sent me, but I don't think she had, I don't know, recall, or didn't stick out in the story with Rashida and Kirk. Okay. But she did have them Camilla. She's like, oh, she's mad talented as far as the music area. I'll give you that. And, you know, stuff like that. She goes to meet her husband, and they still having problems. But first, she really didn't want to sign. It was kind of like a test to see. I'm going to see his response. If he don't sign it, then I'm going to walk with my husband. If not, I'll have him sign, you know, with Deb. And so when she went there, he liked this. He wants their marriage to be back on track anyway, supposedly separate the business from their personal life. And that's the same thing Deb was trying to tell her too. It's like, you got to know to realize that you gonna have to separate the business from the personal. And you know, like I said, when Camilla said when she needs to talk to somebody, and it's says with the pre-home, I'm thinking like, sweetie, there's nothing wrong of seeing a therapist if that is needed, because that seems to be one of the things as well. Because besides investing her money with the thing, we already know, like I said, it's been some fidelity issues and stuff like that. Okay, so she goes and talks to Tony, whatever, and he basically has no problem signing with her. But at the same time, it's like, she was like, you know, just like that, I thought you really not hinting it. But at the same time, he like this. You know what? Go ahead, whatever, you're gonna sign with Deb, blah blah blah. Go, you be back with the, you know, comedian is like, fuck you. She didn't have no eggs to throw, nothing like that. So she walks the hell out. That's pretty much all I got with that. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't really, it wasn't that much. Comedian was there, and I don't know if I got everything. I'm sorry about the rant. But anyways, y'all, that's all I got. It was a nice season little episode. Supposed to be intense, I guess. Next Monday? We supposed to get one. But anyway, y'all, I'm back. Work with me here. But y'all pleasant week, pleasant night. When I definitely see y'all next episode, y'all. And you know, I'm trying to come back, y'all. I'm trying to stay for the long run. But anyway, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed whatever the hell I was talking about, my little rant. And we go from there. And next episode of Love and Hip Hop ATL. Alright. Y'all take care.